All right, welcome back everyone to another deep dive. We always try to tailor these to you guys, and I think this one is going to be right up your alley.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
So, you always hear people say, make your bed, it'll make you more productive. But this book, Make Your Bed by Admiral William H. McRaven, takes it way further.
Yeah, it's way more than just being tidy.
Exactly. So this book, it actually lays out 10 life lessons, things like discipline and resilience, and it all comes back to this idea that even the tiniest actions can have huge ripple effects.
Yeah, it's really about how habits connect to a much bigger purpose, which, knowing you, I think you'll find super relevant.
Right. So are you ready to see how making your bed could change your life?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's dive in. So the first takeaway is start your day with a task completed. And it really isn't just about having a neat room, is it?
No, not at all.
So what McRaven is saying is that just doing one small task, like making your bed first thing in the morning, it can actually set a positive tone for your entire day. Like just creating a sense of order,
Yeah,
right?
an accomplishment. It's like a tiny win.
Right. And I was thinking about it, and it's like psychologically, it's kind of like starting with a small win, no matter how small, can build momentum for the rest of the day. What do you think?
I think it's true. It's like a snowball effect. Like once
Yeah.
you get that first win, it kind of leads to another and another. It's like a positive chain reaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think starting strong is key.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so moving on to takeaway number 2. It's embrace the power of teamwork. Now, McRaven, he draws a lot from his SEAL training here, right? And the bottom line is you can't do it all alone.
No, you can't. You need other people.
Right. So he talks about relying on others, being a good teammate, and working together to achieve a shared goal. And I mean, whether it's, SEAL training or launching a project at work, that collaboration is key.
Oh yeah, for sure. Collaboration is key. But I was thinking, what about when that teamwork, it leads to failure? Which kind of brings us to the third takeaway. Accept that life is not fair.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So what do you think about this one?
Well, this is where resilience comes in
Oh yeah.
because life is full of surprises,
Yeah.
And I think McRaven wants us to be able to adapt to those unexpected challenges,
Mm.
to focus on what we can actually control,
Mm.
and just keep moving forward.
It's interesting because you said adapt, and I was thinking, okay, yeah, it's great to be able to roll with the punches, but shouldn't we also sometimes fight back against unfairness? What do you think?
That's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a really good point. I think it's about finding that right balance. On the one hand, yeah, we need that resilience to deal with all the curveballs life throws at us. But on the other hand, we also need courage.
Right.
The courage to stand up against injustice when we see it. Yes, exactly. So then how do we actually build that courage? And that kind of leads us to takeaway number 4, learn to persevere through difficulties.
Yeah.
And here's where I think McRaven's stories from his SEAL training are so powerful.
Absolutely. And he doesn't try to make those challenges sound easy.
Yeah.
It's like he's showing us that pushing through discomfort and even failure, it's all part of building the strength and character you need to achieve, anything meaningful.
Yeah, and there's one story in particular, and I don't know if you remember this one, where he's describing how during Hell Week they had to swim like 4 miles in freezing water to an island and then spend the whole night shivering on the beach before swimming back. But they were told if just one person quit, they could all get warm. And incredibly, none of them quit. And I just think that story just perfectly illustrates that power of pushing through those tough times, even when it seems impossible.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of this time when I was training for a marathon. I mean, I was running like 20 miles a week, but I was still, having these awful shin splints. I mean, it was so painful. But I just kept telling myself, just push through it, just one more mile. And, I did finish that marathon.
Wow, that's incredible. See, so it's like these experiences, they really shape us and prepare us for future challenges, right?
Absolutely.
Speaking of challenges, takeaway number 5 is take risks and dare greatly. So I'm curious, is there any area of your life right now where you feel like you could be a little more daring?
That's a good question. I mean, I think for me, it's probably public speaking. I always get nervous, speaking in front of large groups, but I'm trying to push myself to do it more because I know that's how you grow.
That's great. I mean, that's exactly what McRaven's getting at here. He's like challenging us to step outside our comfort zones and just go for it, even when we're afraid.
Yeah.
Because those calculated risks, they can lead to amazing rewards.
They can.
But, taking risks, it also means accepting the possibility of failure. which takes us to takeaway number 6. Don't be afraid to fail. And McRaven's whole point here is that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's actually a necessary part of it.
Yeah, I love that. It's like he's reframing failure as a learning opportunity.
Right.
Like, it's a chance to learn from your mistakes, to adapt, and to become even more resilient, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes I think the key to unlocking that resilience is actually facing our fears head on, which is takeaway number 7. So it's about confronting those things that scare us instead of letting fear control us.
Right, and McRaven, he actually gives some practical tips for building that courage.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he's like, take action, even if you're afraid.
I love that. Okay, so it takes a ton of determination to face our fears, especially when things get really hard. And that's where takeaway number 8 comes in. Never give up. Do you remember that quote he uses?
Yeah, hope is the most powerful force in the universe.
Yes, that's the one. So he's basically saying that even when everything seems to be against us, if we keep believing in ourselves and just keep going, we can still make a difference. It's about tapping into that inner strength. All right, shifting gears a bit to takeaway number 9, appreciate the importance of small gestures. This one's all about recognizing the power of kindness, right?
It is. Like, those little acts of kindness, the things that might seem insignificant, can actually have a huge impact on others.
Right, it's like you're creating this ripple effect of positivity.
Exactly. It's like building a sense of community and creating positive change.
I love that. It's a good reminder that we all have the power to make a difference, no matter how small. And finally, we come to the last takeaway, which brings everything together. Make a difference in the lives of others.
And this ties back to McRaven's core message, right? It's about service.
Right.
Like, true success isn't just about your own accomplishments. It's about using your skills and opportunities to contribute to something bigger, something beyond yourself, leaving the world a better place than you found it.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. It's like if we all focused on making a difference, even in small ways, imagine the impact that would have. So what do you think? What does this all mean for you?
I think McRaven's book shows us that these tiny actions, when we do them consistently and with intention, they can create huge ripple effects. And those effects can lead to personal growth and positive change in the world.
Exactly. It's all connected.
It is.
So if just making your bed could be that first step towards making a difference, what other tiny actions in your daily life could have a surprisingly big impact on you and the world around you?
That's a great question to think about.
It is. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into Make Your Bed. And we will be back soon with another deep dive into a topic we think you'll find really fascinating. Until then, keep those ripple effects going.
I will.